Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Battle of the Bourbon Trail. Tonight, it's the battle of the two hometown teams, Las Leyendas de Lexington and the Lexington Legends. Hello again, everybody. From Whitaker Bank Ballpark, this is Andrew Murphy bringing you all the action on PrepSpin.com and the Legends Broadcast Network. And tonight, I'm joined by UK superstar linebacker Cash Daniel. Cash, it is a pleasure to have you with us.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure being here. Looking forward to see some great baseball here tonight, man.
Absolutely. Well, we'll get to Cash in just a few moments, but first we're going to set the scene for you tonight. On the mound for the home team, Las Leyendas, Skylar Janice, the right-handed pitcher, 6'4", 200 pounds, a righty from Maidstone, Saskatchewan, Canada. In his last appearance, which was last night versus the Florence Freedom, he was wearing a Legends jersey. He went 1 inning, 3 strikeouts, and nothing else. So they called him in, he did his job, and they got him right out of there. Here's your lineup for the visiting Lexington Legends. Batting first and playing first base, Ivan DeJesus Jr. Batting second, the second baseman, Brandon Phillips. Batting third, the right fielder, Matt Winokur. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Drew Ellis. Batting fifth, and in left field, Nick Akins. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, John Sansone. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Sam Claycamp. Batting eighth, the catcher, Jacob Schuler. Batting ninth at shortstop is Devin Hairston. Let's take a look around the field for Las Leyendas de Lexington from left to right in the outfield. Elmore in left, Revere in center, and Mike Millian in right. From third to first on the infield, Luke Heyer at third base, Colin Luty at shortstop, Luke Becker at second, and Webb Little at first. Behind the dish, catching balls and strikes for Las Leyendas is UK alum Cole Cottom. And he is, of course, catching for, excuse me, that's Jeff Thompson, rather. He's catching for Jeff Thompson, the righty. And so to lead things off, here's Ivan DeJesus, the first baseman. Last night, went 0 for 4 with a strikeout, wore the collar. And as he sets himself up in the right side of the batter's box, Cash Daniel, welcome again.
Oh, man, glad to be here. Looking forward to some great baseball. Got to come in here and, take some batting practice with the team. I still got it. Some may say still got it. So didn't pull a lat. My shoulders didn't come out of socket, so overall it was a great night.
That is a great night when your shoulders don't come out of your sockets. I love it when that happens. As the 0-1 is called strike 2 on the outside edge. So Cash, of course, you played football at the University of Kentucky, and I think some people might be wondering, what are your next steps? What are you up to nowadays?
Well, man, a lot of people, they know that, the NFL didn't give me a call. And so I'm sitting here, during this COVID-19 pandemic, with how, teams are running camps and things like that. You never know when guys are going to opt out, when guys get sick or anything like that now. So, I'm just waiting, and if they want to give me a shout, I'm always ready to go, staying in shape. But also pursuing, new things. I'm up here, enjoying the broadcast booth with you, something I would definitely like to get into. Along with some sideline reporting, maybe start out with UK Sports Network and work my way up, and who knows. But right now, just hanging around in Lexington, man. Just taking in, every day, and seeing what opportunities may bring.
As the 1-2 pitch is called strike 3, there's a strikeout to begin things for Jeff Thompson.
He didn't like that call at all.
No, he did not. So 1 strikeout to lead things off. 1 away, nobody on. Nothing here in the top of the first. Cash, aside from football, you're also an avid fisherman, bass fisherman to be precise, am I right?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
There you go. Where are some of your favorite spots in Kentucky, if I might ask?
Well, I actually just got back from, Dale Hollow Lake down on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. A really great smallmouth lake down there, and a lot of tourist attractions down there for people to enjoy other than fishing. But most of the time, just around here, I like to fish Kentucky Lake and out in West Kentucky, and then just when I'm here in Lexington, just any farm pond that I get my hands on.
And what kind of bait do you like to use? Are you a square bill crankbait guy, just a simple plastic worm, Texas rig, Carolina rig? What do you like?
Well, man, I like them all. It comes down to, what type of year it is, and, if it's the summertime, the fall time, what they're chasing and things like that. So I keep it mixed up. I like to flip a jig. I like to run a spinner bait, square bill crankbait in the springtime. And anything that they're, staging up on or getting ready to stage up on is certainly what I try to present to them.
There are some days where you don't catch a fish,
Oh yeah.
And how do you? I mean, that's a day ruiner right there, isn't it?
Well,
if you don't catch a fish.
When you look at it in retrospect, you know, a lot of people always say this is true. You know, a bad day fishing, you know, is better than a good day at work. You know, so. Anytime you're going out there, man, it's just you and yourself, and obviously it is frustrating when you don't get bit because that's what you're out there to do. But you know, it's just the act of being out in the outdoors, you know, and just taking in, you know, what God's given us and everything. So definitely, you know, not leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you leave, but overall, you know, you're not going home empty-handed.
As the 1-2 pitch is waved at and missed by Brandon Phillips, it's 2 strikeouts in a row for Jeff Thompson. A bad day fishing beats a good day working. I know my dad has that framed on his office wall.
It's definitely a good saying, and definitely one that I've heard plenty of times growing up in my day.
I've heard the same about golf. A bad day golfing beats a good day working.
I don't know. Golf can get my blood pressure up if I take too many bad hacks out there.
There's a rip-roaring line drive to left center field, and Matt Winokur's aboard with the first hit of the night for the Legends. Great piece of hitting there in between Elmore and Revere. And so the Legends have a man on with 2 away. No score here in the top of the first. We're joined by Cash Daniel, Kentucky Wildcat linebacker. So when you threw out the first pitch earlier, did you ever throw out the first pitch anywhere before?
No, I haven't actually. You know, this is definitely my first time going out and throwing the first pitch, especially, you know, in a magnitude of this size. You know, I think I threw out a first pitch at a high school game one time, but, you know, definitely being here and all the great memories that I have of even playing here, you know, so it's definitely great to come back and, you know, throw out the first pitch and, you know, get to see a lot of great fans.
On a scale of 10, what would you rate the pitch that you threw tonight?
It was down and in. The catcher almost had to dig it out, so definitely not a strike, but, you know, not bad for my first time throwing a pitch, you know, since I was in high school.
Not bad at all. Becker steps on the second base bag to end the inning, and we go to the bottom half of the first. Leyendas up to bat with Ben Revere, Cullen Large, and Luke Becker. No score at the end of the top of the first. Baseball back in a moment right here on the Legends Broadcast Network. No score at the end of as we roll into the bottom of the first inning. Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you on the Legends Broadcast Network. It's the first pitch ball taken outside to the leadoff man for Las Leyendas, Ben Revere. Former Major Leaguer Ben Revere. 1-0. Breaker low and away.
I actually got to jump in his BP group.
Did you really?
I did. This guy's got really quick hands. I really like his
He
swing.
does have really quick hands. Ben Revere has been a delight to watch as the 2-0 pitch sails low. That's 3 balls in a row to the center fielder, Revere. Decent night for baseball here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Lights beginning to come on. 3-0 pitch taken inside for a strike. That's the pitch he needed. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Revere. We didn't have the sun. We don't have the sun out like we did last night, but the temperature still feels nice. 74 degrees, slight breeze. And there's a 5-pitch walk for Ben Revere to lead things off here in the bottom of the first. First walk of the night for Skylar Janice, who I mistakenly said was pitching for Las Leyendas. He is on both rosters. That's the case with a lot of these players. They just for whatever reason, they stay versatile. If, for instance, one guy hasn't gotten enough rest or might just need a night off for another reason. First pitch to Cullen Large is smacked up the middle, but right into the running glove of Sam Claycamp. There's one away. Revere heads back to first base. Skylar Janice, as I said, the 6'4", 200-pound right-hander from Maidstone, Saskatchewan, Canada. Last played for the Road Warriors Black Sox of the Yinzer League in Pennsylvania. And the righty now faces the lefty Luke Becker. No score, 1 man on, 1 away in the bottom of the first. The first pitch, a curveball, finds the lower third of the zone. 0-1 to Luke Becker. Lefty readies up at a slightly staggered stance, middle depth in the box. 0-1 delivery. Swung on, popped up, foul, and over the rooftop down the third base line. Quickly 0-2. So we're joined by Cash Daniel. You're a native of Eastern Kentucky. How does it feel for you to come from Eastern Kentucky and then play at UK and be looked up to as a role model by so many young kids?
It was a dream come true for me. Growing up in the mountains, Kentucky athletics and UK athletics as a whole, really holds precedent. And, every time you go out and you go to a gas station, you go to Walmart, you always see somebody with a UK hat on or UK shirt, or sometimes if you even go to church, you see some people with their Sunday best being a UK button-up. So UK athletics, is definitely, I think people look at it as more of our professional sports team because we don't have a professional sports team. The closest one we have, is the Reds in Cincinnati and also the Bengals. So especially, with basketball and football, I just think the UK as a whole, people look to us as like our, the team of the state. So just for me to be able to represent my state and represent Eastern Kentucky, was always a dream come true. And from somebody, to say that they look up to me and things like that, especially little kids, I try my best and, try to put my best foot forward every day and, try to keep a smile on a lot of people's faces.
I think I absolutely agree with what you said just a moment ago about UK definitely being the staple professional team of this area. It's not too often that you get a city of 500,000, metro area of probably 700,000 people who surround themselves around not just necessarily a basketball team or a football team, but the entire athletic program as a whole. I think that's a really rare thing in this country, as most cities of this size definitely have professional teams to rely on. But it's so true that the community is centered around UK, and it's a real beautiful thing.
Absolutely, it's like when I came to Lexington, growing up in East Kentucky, there wasn't a lot of big cities. Pikeville was definitely our biggest city, land-wise and people-wise. And so every time somebody mentioned to come up to Lexington, it was almost like we were going to New York City and sometimes, man. But, when I came up here and I got settled in a college, it has, a metropolitan feel to it, but also like a college town vibe as well, kind of the mixture of both. And I think that's what, a lot of people hold true to their heart is that, it's not just a metropolitan area, but they hold true to the UK brand and hold true to the UK athletics as a whole, just because, like we've been talking about, man, just because of how there's not really much else to cheer for, except for the legends, the Cats, and if you're a Louisville fan, Louisville.
It's so true. As somebody who just graduated back in the spring, I can definitely say that UK has a pretty big place in my heart. And you take that with you wherever you go, it seems. There are alums all over the country doing great
Absolutely.
things. As the 2-2 pitch fills up the count low, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Cole Connell.
And it's not just here, like you said. Big Blue Nation is, nationwide. Down in Florida, we always travel well for our bowl games, and every time we'd always even play close. Like Mandy or Louisville, it seemed just like a home game for us.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch swung on, chopped slowly up the middle. Phillips with the glove on it, sets, and a sidearm to first, retires the side. So Las Leyendas strand a runner and put a 0 on the board. We're scoreless after 1, top of the second coming your way when Legends Baseball returns. Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you. Don't go away. Nick Akins leads things off here in the top of the second inning. Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you on the Lexington Legends Broadcast Network. First pitch to the righty from Thompson is a fastball. Right down Main Street, 0-1. Jeff Thompson, 6'6", 245-pound right-hander, born in Louisville, Kentucky. 28-year-old attended Floyd Central High School in Indiana. As the 0-1 pitch is cut on and missed, a breaker to the outside, 0-2. He attended Floyd Central High School in Indiana and attended the University of Louisville. And he's got a sign he likes from his catcher, Cottom. There's strike 3 called.
What a punch out by that umpire.
Indeed. And Nick Akins is sat down unhappily. One away. That is the 3rd strikeout on the night for Jeff Thompson.
Thompson looks like he could be a defensive end if he wanted to.
He's got that makeup, man. Look at those numbers, 6'6", 245, absolutely. Now here's Johnny Sansone, the designated hitter. Sansone last night scored a run. He was 0 for 3, had a strikeout. He looks at a 1-0 count now on that first pitch. 1 away, nobody on, no score. Top of the second, a huge cut and miss on an outside fastball. 1's all across the board now, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. Righty has a closed-off stance facing the righty, Thompson. The pitch. Fastball runs high and moves the count to 2 balls and a strike. Pretty decent crowd on hand here for a Friday night game. The crowds were huge on Wednesday and last night, swing and a miss at the 2-2. Of course, the headline this week has been Brandon Phillips, 16-year Major League veteran, spent 10 of those years And a pretty familiar uniform around these parts with the Cincinnati Reds. Check swing on a 2-2 breaker to the outside. Didn't go around, and that fills up the count at 3-2 for John Sansone. Phillips, who struck out earlier in the first inning, hit 2 home runs last night. Major contributor to the Legends' 6-5 win over the Florence Freedom. Payoff pitch to John Sansone. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's glove. Will count as strikeout number 4 for Jeff Thompson. He is a strikeout machine. This is kind of how the first inning panned out. He waved 2 batters. He gave up a hit off Matt Winokur. And then Drew Ellis grounded into an unassisted play at second base. So we'll see how the second inning pans out. And Sam Claycamp has a chance to make some magic happen, as he's been pretty hot offensively in recent games. Last night had a home run alongside Brandon Phillips, adding to the fireworks show. And a first pitch runs outside for a ball, 1-0. You a Cincinnati Reds fan at all, Cash? You watch a lot of baseball to begin with? It's okay if you don't.
I do watch a lot of baseball.
Okay.
You know, I'm a big baseball fan, and, you know, growing up in Kentucky, you know, the closest sports team, like I said, you know, was the Reds, and, you know, a lot of my friends growing up were Reds fans, but, you know, I was always that kind of kid that, you know, had to be different than everybody else, so I rooted for the team a little further up north in Ohio, the Cleveland Indians, and
fair enough.
Still an Indians fan to this day. But like I told Brandon down on the field and taking BP, man, I really enjoyed going to those Red games when I was a kid and watching him play and how he performed. And just to see him, you know, live in person down there on the field and how quick his hands were and how hard he can turn on the baseball and the velocity of the baseball when it comes off his bat, you know, definitely shows of why he was a top premier, you know, major leaguer in his day there in Cincinnati. So it was definitely a great time to see down there somebody that, you know, that I've looked up to in the baseball game and, you know, see him doing so well. Swing
and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. Sam Claycamp goes down swinging. 3 strikeouts in a row. The Legends go down 1-2-3. 5 strikeouts on the night for Jeff Thompson. He is blazing hot. Bottom of the second, coming at you with Cole Cottom, Duran Elmore, and Webb Little when Legends baseball returns. Don't go away. Scoreless after an inning and a half. Bottom of the second inning starts now. Cole Cottom, the catcher, leads things off for Las Leyendas. Andrew Murphy with you. My guest tonight is Cash Daniel, UK Wildcat linebacker. Here's the first pitch to Cole Cottom. Breaking ball missed down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. During the break, Cash, we were talking about how you're somewhat of a WWE fan. And I have to ask, as you know, bold as your personality is, would you ever consider a career there? And a long throw to first base by Drew Ellis.
What a play.
Cole Cottom is retired on a nice backhand stop indeed. by the third baseman, Drew Ellis. Long throw over to Ivan DeJesus at first, one away.
But to answer your question,
Yeah.
Obviously, wrestling was definitely something that, that I grew up watching and, kind of got my, charismatic side, from watching those guys and how they went out and performed each and every night. Knowing that wasn't their real persona in real life, but just, how they carried themselves when they had to go perform. And I always found it, to have a persona in myself when I step out on the field, just because it gives me that extra juice and that extra, mojo about myself to go out and do my job and, do it violently out there on the football field. So guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin, I looked up to, a guy that, just was just a wrecking ball. Any arena he stepped into and, made sure people knew it too. So, yeah, definitely wrestling was definitely something that I got into. And, I do have a personality that I see where a lot of people can say that, they would like to see me into it. And, some of my buddies that, that are in the wrestling business, no longer with WWE, but moving on to better things in their life. But, they're pressuring me to get into it and say that I got a knack for cutting a promo. So if Triple H or Vince McMahon gives me a call or somebody over at AEW, we'll see what happens. What a pick.
And we'll be rooting for you as the second long throw from the left side of the infield to first base retires Duran Elmore.
That was a clinic pick over there at first.
I agree. That left side of the infield, Drew Ellis and Devin Hairston, local Lexington high school baseball phenom, and of course, player with some minor league experience. There's no surprise that they have that ground covered. My goodness, 2 plays like that in a row. A 5-3 put out and a 6-3 put out. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second. No score, and here's the first pitch to Webb Little. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. And if you were to pursue a career in professional wrestling, I have full faith that the state of Kentucky would be rooting for you all along the way.
Oh, definitely. They supported me throughout high school, college, and I definitely know that if I made my way onto the bright stages of professional wrestling, I'm sure that, the BBN and the local Kentuckians would definitely be behind me and have my back always, just like they always have.
It's a tight community, man. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat.
For sure. You definitely, now that I'm out of it, and no longer, a player on the UK sports team, you literally get to see that saying take fold.
Yeah.
That once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. I still, whenever I meet people, still feel the same love as if I did, when I was a player. And so that was always, a key aspect, even when I was, deciding where to go to college, to go someplace where it feels like home, and there's no other place like home.
There is no place like my old Kentucky home. A check swing on the 1-2 pitch. 2's all across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 gone. First baseman Webb Little at the plate. He readies up on the left side. Jennings kicks and fires. Swinging a foul tip off the knee pad of the catcher Schuler, and going to do the 2-2 tango all over again. As I said, no score here in the bottom of the second. Nobody on base. Webb Little at the plate. Colin Luty, the shortstop, is on deck for the Legends. Las Leyendas, rather. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, foul, tipped back again. 2-2 remains the count. Infield playing straight away. Middle positions Hairston and Phillips at short and second respectively, playing on the fringe of the outfield, as well as the first baseman DeJesus. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball downstairs. Strikeout number 2 on the night for Janice, and we go to the top of the third inning. No score. Back in just a moment. Welcome back into Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Legends and Leyendas are tied at zip as the top of the third inning begins now. Andrew Murphy with you, alongside special guest color commentator this evening, Mr. Cash Daniel. First pitch to the leadoff man at the top of the third, Jacob Schuler, is a called strike on the inside, 0-1. Jacob Schuler, 6 foot flat, 215 pounds, of course. 22-year-old from Owensboro, Kentucky.
With a solid set of flow, I must say that.
Oh, yeah.
Solid set of flow coming out of the back of the helmet.
And, you know, say what you want about how sad and negative in general all this this COVID thing has been, but it's provided a lot of people with an opportunity to just let the hair grow,
Absolutely.
let the beard grow.
Just let it go, man, and enjoy it, and let it flow.
2-1 on the way. Swung on and belted right into the leaping glove of Becker. He was back there in shallow right field. Took one leap, and he was right where he needed to be. One away. Great catch and great positioning by Luke Becker.
Stepping up to the plate, their shortstop, number 1, Devin Hairston.
When you do grow out your hair, though, and I mean, this is just me, because I don't typically do that, but I did for COVID. There comes a certain point where it just gets too crazy.
Well, it comes to a certain point to where you have these stages, and you literally have it's all about, it's mental, man. Everything's mental. You got to push through it and know that, hey, this could look ugly, you know, for a week or two, but if I put a hat on and try to hide it, the joy of what's going to come after, it is definitely worth it.
Yeah, no, hats were a necessity during like the last 2 weeks, and I at one point I was just like, I can't take this anymore. But Cash Daniel applying the same likely logic that you have on the field to hair care. Who knew?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you take care of your body so you can go out and perform on the field. You take care of your hair so it can perform for you.
It's more related than at first glance. 1-1 is chopped to the left side. It's a high chopper, side gloved by Ludi and thrown on to first, not in time. So quick movement there from home to first by the shortstop Devin Hairston, and he's aboard with one away here in the top of the third.
For the Legends, the first baseman, number 15, Ivan De Jesus Jr.
And so with one man on and one away, here is the man at the top of the order for the Legends, Ivan De Jesus, playing at first base this evening. Jesus, the righty, faces the righty Thompson, who comes set, kicks and fires the pitch. Fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. De Jesus in last night's game wore the collar. He went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. That was his Legends debut. 1-0, the delivery. Swung on, popped up, foul behind home plate, and it rolls on down the roof here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Ivan De Jesus, a native of Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, attended the Puerto Rico Baseball Academy, and as I've mentioned before, he is the son of Ivan De Jesus, former major leaguer and Lexington Legends manager. So 1-1 is popped up into the seats down the right field line. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. De Jesus has 4 years of MLB experience. He played with the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Boston Red Sox, and the Cincinnati Reds. His triple line slash, which of course is batting average, on base percentage, and slugging percentage, smushed together. 242 average, 303 on base percentage, and 327 slugging percentage. 1-2 on the way, swung on, chopped slowly to the left side, gloved by the shortstop, on over to first. There's out number 2. Hairston sends himself to second on a fielder's choice. So a 6-3 put out for out number 2, and that brings up Brandon Phillips, the man we're all here to see. And he performed spectacularly last night going 3 for 4, scoring 2 runs with 3 RBIs on 2 home runs. Both of them were to left field and left center, respectively. And as such, the infield is shifted more to the left as he adjusts his helmet there and steps into the box. Thompson's got a sign. And he comes set, keeping a close eye on Hairston at second base. First pitch to Phillips. There's a called strike one. Got him on the outside, 0-1. 2 gone, no score here in the top of the third at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Legends versus Las Leyendas. Phillips taps the dish, pinwheels the bat, knees bent straight away, stance in towards the plate on the right side. 0-1 the count. Thompson with the delivery. Swung on and grounded softly. Gets through the legs of Hire, rolls into left field. Hairston's coming around third. He'll score. The ball's picked up by Elmore in left and thrown into the infield. And Phillips is aboard on an error by the third baseman, Luke Hire. 1-0 Legends. So the first run of the night scored by the Legends on a seemingly playable ground ball to the third base, bobbled by the third baseman Hire. And that brings up the right fielder Matt Winokur. Left-handed hitter facing the righty Jeff Thompson.
I loved watching this guy take BP today, man. So tight with his hands, getting to the top of the baseball. He can absolutely make it move.
Matt Winokur was he's generally cool to watch. He spent some time in the minors. He was the 5th round pick by the New York Mets in 2017. He spent 2017 through 2019 from short season A to high A ball. That's where you really cut your teeth. He is a disciplined player both at the plate and on the field. He looks at a 1-1 count. And he went to Stanford, so he's a smart guy. You know that.
Definitely.
1-1 on the way. Swung on, popped up to center field. Revere coming in, sets up shop, and the Rawhide meets the mitt to retire the side. So the Legends put 1 on the board. They lead the Las Leyendas 1-0 as we head into the bottom of the third. Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you. Don't go anywhere. Back inside Whitaker Bank Ballpark, Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you on PrepSpin.com and the Legends Broadcast Network. Legends just took a 1-0 lead over the Las Leyendas on an error by the third baseman, Luke Hire. And leading off this bottom half of the third for Las Leyendas is the shortstop, Colin Luty. Takes a fastball in the outside corner for strike one. Lights beginning to take fuller effect here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark as the sun says goodbye behind the clouds. Late swing and a miss on a low breaking ball by Ludi. It's 0-2. Pretty decent crowd on hand here tonight at the ballpark. It has been pretty relatively jam-packed since, of course, Brandon Phillips arrived on Wednesday. Capacity, I believe, is somewhere around 1,000 people. The crowd is all masked and appropriately socially distanced. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball upstairs, misses the zone to Colin Ludi. Count evens up at 2 apiece. Greetings and well wishes to Danny McLean, listening in from Frankfort, Kentucky. Thanks for tuning in, Danny. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Janice with the delivery. Swung on, popped up, trailing toward right field. Winokur heading back toward the track, and he makes the catch near the wall. 1 away. We've got Cash Daniel in the booth, and he is loving the music being played right now. Who are you listening to most frequently nowadays, Cash?
Really just been listening to Tyler Childers a lot.
Nice.
Paintsville Boy and Sturgill Simpson. Chris Stapleton. I like to stick with my Kentucky guys and, guys that, that play country music, their style of country music, not the, the poppy dancing style.
I feel you there.
Today.
First pitch to Mike Millian, misses downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. You're a guy who, when it comes to music, you need a little soul in there. You can't just run with the bubblegum pop forever.
No, absolutely not.
I agree.
And I'm not just a straight country guy. I listen to a lot of, hip hop. I listen to a lot of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Notorious B.I.G. is probably my favorite artist of all time. So I'm always listening to Biggie Smalls.
How can you not like Biggie Smalls?
Big Papa.
I mean, even as somebody who doesn't regularly listen to rap, you got to just appreciate the significance.
Absolutely.
1-1 is grounded sharply to the left side. Shortstop, Hairston picks it up on the run, and a bounce gets past the first baseman on the throw. And as such, Mike Millian advances to second. So they're going to award him the hit, and he'll advance to second on the throwing error by the shortstop, Devin Hairston. Definitely an admirable play. Of course, we saw him with that beautiful 6-3 put-out following the equally long 5-3 put-out back in the second. Left side of the infield definitely doing their job, trying to cover as much ground as possible. 1-0 Legends with 1 away and a runner in scoring position. That's Mike Millian. And here's Ben Revere, center fielder at the top of the order for Las Leyendas. Janice with the first pitch. Off speed, finds the zone inside, rather. 0-1. Lefty readies up in towards the dish. Couple of low and slow swings and staggers his stance. Janice keeping a close eye on Millian at second. 0-1. Swung on and chopped. Foul. Now 0-2. Still got a handful of promotions going on here at the ballpark pretty regularly. And as it's Fridays, Fridays are now Fry-yays, thanks to the good people at Budweiser. The weekend is finally here. Take a load off with our $2 Bud Light Seltzer Special, presented by Budweiser, King of Beers. Oh, and 2 to Ben Revere, former major leaguer. Janice with the pitch. Breaker misses the lower third of the zone inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ben Revere wore a Legends uniform last night as opposed to a Las Leyendas uniform. And he went 1 for 4 with an RBI on a sacrifice hit to bring home a run. 1-2 on the way. Swung on and grounded sharply to first. Janice will cover, and a light toss from DeJesus records out number 2. Mike Millian advances to third on the fielder's choice. 3-1 put out brings up the designated hitter, Cullen Large. There's a name for him. First pitch to Mr. Large. Misses on the lower third of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Large 0 for 1 this evening. Flied out to center field back in the first. 1-0 Legends here in the bottom of the third. 2 away and a man on third. 1-0. Swung on and belted deep to right field. Winokur going back, and it bounces off the wall. 1 run scores. Cullen Large on his way to second. The throw into the bag. Not going to matter. He's safely standing up with an RBI double and 2 away. And they tie it up 1-1 here in the bottom of the third. Great piece of hitting. Got the distance. Not quite enough height for a home run, but something Ben Revere couldn't even pick up. Just one of the facts of the game. If it's off the wall, well, oh well. Try to get him on the base paths. So here's Luke Becker, the second baseman. First pitch to him. Breaker misses inside for a ball. 1-0. Lefty waiting for the pitch from Janice. He's got the sign. Takes a look back at the runner on second, Cullen Large. Deals the 1-0. Off speed, misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes to Becker. Janice discussing things with Schuler. Gives him the nod. Now the stretch from the belt. Popped up high to left field. Aikens going after it. He's in the Legends bullpen, and it drops just in front of him into the stands. A well-struck ball, and a youngster's digging through the bushes. And
going further in.
If, of course, he comes out, he's got a souvenir. There we go.
And he's got it.
Anything to get that foul ball, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he might come out with a few splinters, but come on, man.
You can take those out.
Luke Becker just hit that ball. 2-1 is taken inside for a ball. 3-1 now to Becker. Becker in his last appearance, that was in Florence last night, went 1 for 4, scoring a run. Batting .316 on the season, having a great year so far. 65 plate appearances with 10 runs, 18 hits, and 3 RBIs. As he chops one sharply to the first baseman, DeJesus steps on the bag and retires the side. Legends tie it up, and we are at 1 apiece as we head into the top of the 4th inning. Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you on the Legends Broadcast Network. Don't go anywhere. Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you on the Legends Broadcast Network. And we are tied up at 1. Legends versus Las Leyendas here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Top of the 4th inning begins now. The leadoff man for the Legends is Drew Ellis, the third baseman. He cuts and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. During the break, Cash and I were talking about just the beauties of the intricacies of the game of baseball. Cash, you mentioned the competitiveness of it.
Absolutely. Like I was telling you, first off, I started off by saying how much I love the game, and coming from a football player, a lot of people are saying like, well, yeah. But I was actually saying, man, I love it. Just from the overall competitiveness side of it. There's no other game like baseball. Like I was telling you, Thompson has to give whoever's at the dish and every opportunity in the world to hit that baseball every time he throws it across the plate. They can't take a knee. They can't run the clock out. It's mano-a-mano, and then you got nine other guys behind you. Just waiting to make a play.
We talked also about, as the 2-1 pitch sails high and away for ball 3, just how fast the pace of the game can change. Everybody talks about, the pace of the game is too slow. And on the grand scheme of things, yeah, that's true. But at a moment's notice,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's just it's a game of chance, and you always have to be ready.
Yep.
As he fouls that one off, the count fills up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's Drew Ellis. Go ahead.
Baseball is just one of those games, man, where it's not over until it's literally over.
Yeah, for sure. And with a 1-1 tie, it's anybody's ball game right now. 3-2 pitch, a called strike 3 on the outside. Ellis does not like that, and neither do the fans here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. One away on a strikeout from Jeff Thompson. That is his 6th of the night. A hot streak of him 3 in a row back in the 2nd. Left fielder Nick Aiken strolls up to the plate. And back in the 2nd, he was the first of 3 strikeout victims, as he takes one high for a ball. As I mentioned, Fridays are Fridays now with our $2 Bud Light Seltzer special. We've got promotions going on pretty much every day of the week. Saturdays are firework days, and speaking of fireworks, he lines one right to left center field and is aboard with a 1-out single. Yeah, so tomorrow night after the game, if you're joining us in the ballpark, be sure to stay after the game for a classic Legends Fireworks Spectacular. It's another cool thing about baseball, Cash, is just all the traditions,
Oh, I was literally, you had a smile on my face when you were talking about the Saturday night fireworks, just because, when I was a kid and we would come to Legends games, we'd always try to pick to come on a Saturday night because we always knew the fireworks were coming after us.
Absolutely.
So if you're a little kid in Lexington, you definitely try to get down here tomorrow and see those great fireworks. They're absolutely something to see.
You heard it here first. Cash Daniel loves fireworks.
Love it. Explosions and colors.
Well, it's not to like, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
1-0 count to John Sansone, and he takes one low and outside for ball 2. Tied up 1 here in the top of the 4th. 1 man on, 1 man gone. John Sansone, the righty at the plate, facing the righty Jeff Thompson. Sansone struck out swinging back in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. 2-0. Fastball sails high. There's 3 balls in a row to Sansone, and Thompson needs a get-me-over pitch here. (3-0). Fastball nicks the lower third. That's the pitch he wanted. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Thompson, the stretch from the belt, swung on. Grounded to the left side, could be 2. A toss to second for 1. Over to first, 2. A double play, and that ends the inning. So the Leyendas able to clear the base paths on a 6-4-3 double play. We're tied up at 1 here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you. Don't go away. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. We're tied up at 1. As the leadoff man for Las Leyendas, Higher, skies this one back behind home plate, drops into the stands. Andrew Murphy and Cash Daniel with you. Cash, it has been quite a pleasure to sit here with you and
Oh man, I've had an awesome time
discuss
being up
things
here.
with you these 4 innings.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't thank you enough for having me up here.
Yeah, no problem,
Get
man.
some experience and have some fun with it as well.
Of course. Might be some training for a future career in broadcasting, perhaps with UK Sports Network or KSR. Or
Actually, Matt Jones actually invited me to do some of the pregame shows for KSR.
Did
this
he
year.
really?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
So I'm actually looking forward to that and be on there with him and Ryan and whoever else we can get our hands on to come on there with us.
Yeah, I'm listening to those for sure.
We're going to make it fun. We're going to make it fun.
They always make it fun over there, man.
Oh, they have a great time.
It's great content.
For sure.
It's as informative as it is entertaining.
Absolutely. Matt does a great job
He does a fantastic job,
of
man.
playing both sides of that.
1-2 to Higher is belted. A hard hit liner to the shortstop. Hairston, who throws on to first. Easy play there on a hard hit. Sort of a hybrid between a liner and a ground ball. And there's one away.
Now batting the catcher, number 4.
1-1 is our score here in the bottom of the fourth at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Legends and Las Leyendas. As Cole Cottom, the catcher for Las Leyendas, steps up to the plate. Skylar Jennings still on the mound for the Lexington Legends in this bottom of the fourth. And he deals to the right-handed hitting catcher. There's a breaker to the outside, called strike 1. It's a big gap up the middle of the infield as the shortstop Hairston is playing close in toward third baseman Ellis, who's about 10 feet away from the foul line. 0-1 swung on. Thought that was a foul tip. Nevertheless, it'll be a strike. 0-2. Sounded like a foul tip to me. And Schuler heads on out to the mound to exchange a few words, possibly give a new baseball to his hurler, Skylar Jennings. Skylar Jennings only with 2 strikeouts through this fourth inning. Only given up 1 run that was earned. And only 1 hit. 2 hits, rather. 0-2 to the righty, Cole Cottom. Ready's up. Calm, knees bent stance, the pitch. Swung on, belted the other way. Winokur's heading toward the corner and right. Makes the catch as he uses the wall for some stability. 2 away.
Had to get on his horse to get that one, that's for sure.
Absolutely. That's a scary play to make. I mean, maybe not as much for a seasoned outfielder like Matt Winokur, but as you're in the warning track and approaching that wall, you can't be looking where you're running. You got to be looking up for that ball. And I think it's not necessarily taken for granted, but underappreciated how tough of a play that is to make. 2 gone now. Cole Cottom just flew out to right. Deron Elmore swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Righty in a straightaway stance in towards the dish, 0-1. Breaker nicks the outside corner for strike 2, and Janice is 1 pitch away from bringing the Legends back up to bat. Elmore 0 for 1, grounded into a put out his first time up. There's a fastball on the outside, called ball 1. Count moves to 1-2. 2 gone, nobody on. Infield playing straight away as we're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the curve ball downstairs, and the inning is over. Cash Daniel, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank
we
you, man.
appreciate you coming by today. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Hey, man, thank you so much. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Don't go away. Legends and Las Leyendas are tied at 1 right here on the Legends Broadcast Network. Hey, welcome back into Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Andrew Murphy on the mic with you. If you're just joining us, Cash Daniel just left the booth. He was with us for the first 4 innings. If you missed him, then you'll be able to go back on the live stream and replay the game. Great set of, oh my goodness, as the first pitch to the leadoff man Sam Claycamp hits him in the shoulder. Head, rather, my goodness. But he looks to be not too shaken up, and he'll take first base to lead things off here in the top of the 5th. So quite a frightening start to the beginning of the 5th inning here. And as I just said, Cash Daniel just left the booth, but you'll be able to go back and watch the live stream on the Lexington Legends Facebook page as well as PrepSpin.com. And many thanks, as always, to PrepSpin for making this broadcast possible. Thanks again, thanks also to Kinetic by Windstream, proud sponsor of the Lexington Legends, for sponsoring Legends Baseball. And a first pitch to Jacob Schuler is taken inside for a ball, 1-0. Claycamp's aboard at first base with nobody out. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 5th. Schuler, the lefty hitting catcher, at the plate. And he chops that one foul down to the left side, 1-1. Schuler 0 for 1 tonight. He flied out back in the 3rd. Tonight is Fry-Yay at the ballpark. Fridays are now Fry-Yays at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Thanks to the good people at Budweiser. The weekend is finally here. Take a load off with our $2 Bud Light Seltzer specials. Presented by Budweiser, the king of beers. Join us at the ballpark tomorrow night for Fireworks Saturday. Stay after the game for a Classic Legends Fireworks Spectacular as the 1-1 misses up and away, and the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Ken Ludy earlier said, nice long hit, Colin. Keep slugging. Grams and Gramps in Milwaukee. 2-1 pitch, misses outside, moves the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. A lot of family members watching on the live stream tonight, including my own family, and I'd like to give a special shout out to my mother, Ann, whose birthday it is today, August 21st. Happy birthday to my mom, Ann Murphy. 3-1 is fouled back to the screen and moves the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Schuler taking his time out of the box on the right side, now sets back up in a straightaway stance. Left side, rather. My goodness, I'm getting my directions mixed up. Full count, runner goes, the pitch. That is ball 4 upstairs, and Sam Claycamp advances to second base. So Schuler is walked to first base by Jeff Thompson, and this is the first we've seen of erratic pitching this evening from Thompson. He's got 6 strikeouts on the night, 3 of which came in a row back in the 2nd inning. And he also started off the 1st inning quite hot with a looking strikeout to Ivan DeJesus and a swinging strikeout to Brandon Phillips. Here's Devin Hairston, the shortstop for the Legends. Scored the first and only run of the game back in the 3rd. And he bunts this one foul back behind home. 0-1 is the count. Nobody out, 2 men on. Legends have a chance to take the lead here. Anybody's ball game here in the top of the 5th. Thompson discussing things with Cottom. Now he's got a sign in the pitch. An attempt pulled back on a high off-speed pitch. Moves the count even at 1 apiece. Runners remain at first and second. Devin Hairston at the plate, of course, an alum of Tates Creek High School and spent some time in the minor leagues, most recently with the Biloxi Shuckers in the Milwaukee Brewers system. That's the AA level in the Southern League. The Biloxi Shuckers, what a name for a team that is. 1-1 on the way. That one's bunted to the left side, right back to Thompson. He throws over to third to avoid placing the runner Sam Claycamp 90 feet from home plate. And so it's basically the same situation, only now one away. So we'll count that a fielder's choice. Jacob Schuler for Devin Hairston. Jacob Schuler advances to second base, and Sam Claycamp is called out on the unassisted play at third base. What a walk-up song this is. Baby Shark, as Ivan DeJesus makes his way into the box at the top of the order for the Legends. Knees bent, staggered stance on the right side as the first pitch, a breaking ball, misses the low outside corner, 1-0. DeJesus, 0 for 2 this evening, struck out looking to lead things off in the first and grounded into a 6-3 putout back in the third. The 1-0. Fastball sails just high. 2-0 is the count. 1-1 is our score here in the top of the fifth. Jacob Schuler on second base, Devin Hairston on first. DeJesus at the plate, readies up. Thompson's got a sign. Now the 2-0 pitch. Fastball, right where he wanted it that time on the outside corner. Now 2 balls and a strike. Infield playing at double play depth from left to right. There's potential for double plays on all bags in the infield. The 2-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball low and in, and that'll even up the count 2-2. It's a great place to jam the hitter Ivan DeJesus up. It's a tough pitch to hit low and in. Unless you're, of course, a 6'7" monster like Aaron Judge, you could just golf those things into the bleachers. 2-2 delivery. Swung on, popped up to right center field. 2 men going after it. Million looks like he's got it, and the rawhide meets submit near the track as Schuler advances to third on the throw back into the infield. So DeJesus with a sacrifice fly to right field to push Jacob Schuler into third base. Devin Hairston remains at first. So runners on the corners now with 2 gone. 1-1 is our score. And here's Brandon Phillips playing second base this evening for the Legends. As I've mentioned, Brandon Phillips had a phenomenal game last night with 2 home runs, contributing to the Legends' 6-5 win over the Freedom. First pitch on the way, swung on. This is belted high to center field, but it won't have the distance. Revere sets up shop, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So we're still tied at 1 apiece. Bottom of the fifth coming your way. Don't go away. We're tied up at 1 apiece here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Legends versus Las Leyendas. Leyendas leading things off here in the bottom of the 5th is Webb Little, who skies this one foul down the left field line. Webb Little is 0 for 1 this evening. He struck out swinging back in the 2nd. Skylar Janice still on the mound for the Lexington Legends. And with apologies to Skylar Janice, I incorrectly stated earlier his hometown. 1-1 pitch, misses outside for a ball, 1-1. Not rather exactly the hometown, but province is Ontario. So I suppose he's not from Saskatchewan. He looks at a 2-1 count. Webb Little looks at a 2-1 count, rather. Now I'm getting my players mixed up. So the 2-1 is a called strike on the lower third. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. 1-1 is our score, and it's Friday here at the ballpark. That means $2 Bud Light seltzers. Presented by Budweiser, the king of beers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a pitch. Swung on, chopped high to the left side. It's gloved by Harrison. He sets and fires to first base. 1 away. So a 6-3 put out on a tough hop, but albeit great positioning by Devin Hairston. Webb Little is retired, and Colin Ludy, the shortstop, makes his way into the batter's box. Lights in full effect. Given the clouds, we haven't seen the sun all day, but there's some shades of cotton candy pink and some grayish blue overcast skies out beyond left field as the first pitch is taken for a ball. Feels fantastic out. 74 degrees with a breeze here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. 1 ball, no strikes, a pitch. Curveball finds the lower third. 1 ball and 1 strike. Colin Ludy, the righty, readies up. Staggered stance. 1-1. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Ludy taps the dish, pinwheels the bat, adjusts the brim of his helmet, and here's Janice with the delivery from straight away. There's a breaker, missed the low outside corner, 3 balls and a strike. On this day in baseball history, August 21st, 2013, pretty recent for you, Ichiro collects his 4,000th career hit to join Ty Cobb and Pete Rose as the 3rd pro ball player to accomplish this feat. As ball 4 is taken by Ludy, and he takes first base.
Number 23, Mike Million.
That's walk number 2 on the night for Skylar Janice. Nobody warming up in the Legends bullpen yet. There's not a whole lot of reason to either, as Janice has been pitching fairly well. Both sides have been pitching quite well tonight, Janice and Jeff Thompson. Mike Million, the right fielder, at the plate. He takes the ball outside, 1-0. Mike Million, what a name there. Mike Million, a native of St. Louis, Missouri. The 23-year-old attended Christian Brothers High School, or colloquially known as CBC. He pops one high to shallow left field. Hairston darts back, and he sets up shop. Rawhide meets him at 2 gone. Colin Ludy will head back to first base.
Now batting for the Leyendas, the center fielder, number 6, Ben Revere.
And Las Leyendas will come back to the top of the order for the 3rd time this game, and Ben Revere, the center fielder. And I know that this Lexington community has loved having Ben Revere wearing a Legends uniform. One of the many favorite sons of this wonderful community as he takes the first pitch inside a breaker for ball one. Revere attended Lexington Catholic. Was the first round pick by the Minnesota Twins in 2007. 1-0, runner goes, and a throw on down to second. Perfect aim, but not in time. Schuler to the covering Devin Hairston. So it's a stolen base for Colin Ludy. That's Colin Ludy's first stolen base on the season. He has not been caught stealing yet. 2-0 to Revere is skied to shallow center field. 3 men going after it. Center fielder Clay Camp on the run, comes in and makes the catch. So Colin Ludy, although he has a stolen base, is stranded at second, and we're still tied at 1 after 5 innings of play. Top of the 6th coming your way. Legends showing Matt Winokur, Drew Ellis, and Nick Akins. Legends baseball back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back into Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Andrew Murphy with you as the Legends and Las Leyendas are tied at 1 apiece. Top of the 6th starts now, and leading things off for the Legends is the right fielder Matt Winokur. First pitch, breaking ball, missed the low outside corner, 1 ball, no strikes. Winokur, the lefty, facing the righty Jeff Thompson, still in the game. And he's got 6 strikeouts, but he hasn't struck anybody out since the 4th inning. 1-0. Let's take it inside for a ball. Winokur is 1 for 2 this evening. Had a single his first time up in the first and flied out to center field back in the third. Thompson comes set with a sign from Cottom, who's set up low and away. 2-0 is fouled off. Got a piece of that one, a fastball. Renders the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Matt Winokur, 6'1", 205 pounds, a lefty from Walnut Creek, California. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, he's a member of the Stanford Cardinal, not Cardinals. And he lines this one past the reaching glove of first baseman Little. It rolls into right field, and he's aboard with a single to lead things off here in the top of the 6th. So the Legends put the leading run on the base paths, and it brings up Drew Ellis, the third baseman. Now a righty-righty matchup between Ellis and Thompson. Ellis readies up straight away. Stance And towards the plate, he takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Now, Drew Ellis, after being drafted in the second round in 2017 by Arizona, runner goes on a high fastball. The throw down to second is errant. Gets past the diving glove of the covering shortstop. Ludi rolls into right field, but it was backed up adamantly by Ben Revere. Must have seen that coming on the aim from Cottom behind the dish. That high fastball was called a strike. It's 0-2 now to Drew Ellis. And that fastball misses low and away, 1-2. Ellis was scouted as have been positive. They've been positively reviewing his defense at third base, giving plus grades to his hands and arm strength. And he had early on shown some red flags at the plate, but he's worked on his off-field abilities, which is crucial as a hitter nowadays. Count is 2-2 on that pitch to Drew Ellis. He's a native of Louisville, Kentucky, but attended Jefferson High School in Indiana. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thompson with the delivery. Swung on, popped up to the right side. First baseman Little backing up into shallow right. But he's called off, and the ball is caught by Luke Becker. And so Ellis pops out. Winokur remains at second. And there's one away here in the top of the 6th. So Winokur at second, he got there attempting to steal the base. A somewhat wonky throw from the catcher, Cole Cottom. Ellis popped out, and here's Nick Akins, who takes a fastball down and away for ball 1. Thompson keeping a close eye on the runner, the 1-0. Swing and a miss at a 90-mile-an-hour heater. Ones all across the board now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. Speaking of ones, we're tied up at 1 here in the top of the 6th. Thompson gives Cottom a yes. He really wants a piece of that runner, but time is called at the plate. Nick Akins will readjust himself as he looks into the dark barrel of his bat, taps the dish once, and now sets the bat high above his right shoulder, the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a low fastball, moves the count to 1-2. Runner on second base, 1-2 count to the left fielder Akins, who's ready for a pitch. Here it is. Swung on, popped up, foul, back behind home and over the rooftop. And we'll do the 1-2 dance once again. Legends Baseball is brought to you by Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Whitaker Bank, of course, the namesake for this lovely ballpark here in the Bluegrass. 1-2 offering. Fastball missed up and away. Runs the count even at 2 apiece. Nick Akins was added to the Legends roster last night. Went 1 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. 2-2. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball. Nick Akins goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 7 on the night for Jeff Thompson. He hasn't had one since the 4th inning when he sat down Drew Ellis on a looking strike. So now with 2 away, here's John Sansone, the designated hitter. Another righty-righty matchup. Winokur still on second, the first pitch. is a ball, 1-0. Thompson agrees on one from Cotton. Sets and fires. 1-0 is popped up, could be playable, right side. First baseman Little leaping after it, but he watches it drop just in front of him in the stands. He might have been able to reach over and grab that one. So the count moves to 1-1 on John Sansone, the DH, who struck out swinging back in the second and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the fourth. Thompson comes set, kicks and fires. 1-1 is grounded to the right side. Becker on the run, scoops it up one-handed, and a toss to first will do it for out number 3. We are still tied at 1, and we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. Las Leyendas up to bat with Cullen Large, Luke Becker, and Luke Heyer. When Legends Baseball returns on Prep Spin and the Legends Broadcast Network. Stay tuned. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Andrew Murphy with you on the mic. Skylar Janice still hanging in there. He delivers the first pitch to Cullen Large, the designated hitter. And it's in there for a strike, 0-1. The sky out in left field is getting even redder and redder. More red, more red. Not sure of the grammatical accuracy there. As Large swings and misses at the 0-1. 1-1 is our score here in the bottom of the 6th. Janice with the 0-2. It's a worm killer. Raker found the dirt, 1-2. Large is 1 for 2 this evening. He flied out to center field in the first and hit a double his last time up as he swings and misses at the 1-2 pitch. And so a strikeout for Cullen Large to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Strikeout number 4 for Skylar Janice, who by and large has been faring quite nicely. And he faces another of one of his previous strikeout victims in Luke Becker, the second baseman for Las Leyendas. And the first pitch off speed misses the outside corner for ball 1. Luke Becker, as I said, struck out swinging his first time up and grounded into an unassisted play at first in the third. 1-0. Off speed misses the zone, ball 2. Any Major League Baseball fans out there as the 2-0 is thrown. That's in there for a strike on the outside edge, 2-1. Jorge Soler, for all you Royals fans, just hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the first, and the Royals extend their lead over the Twins 4-0. 2-1 on the way. Breaker missed the lower third of the zone on the inside, 3-1. The Royals have been surprising us lately. Beat the Reds, I think, a couple of days ago. Now they're going 4-0 on the Twins. It is, of course, only the first inning. 3-1 is grounded softly to Brandon Phillips at second. He picks it up and sidearms it to first base, 2 away. This whole Major League season has been surprising. I mean, this whole year's been surprising, but as we keep the focus on Major League ball, as more guys, began to opt out and decide, I'm going to play it safe, stay with my family, gave guys on taxi squads opportunities to get some reps at the Major League level, and we're seeing the rosters being a little shaken up by that. So some surprises and some upsets are bound to happen. First pitch to Luke Heyer, swung out and missed. A nice breaker to the outside edge, 0-1. 1-1 is our score in the bottom of the 6th. Both those runs scored in the 3rd inning. The momentum is waiting to be taken. 0-1. Breaker missed low and away. Looked like a curveball there and evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Luke Heyer at the plate. He is 0 for 2 this evening with a 4-3 ground out in the first and a 6-3 ground out in the 4th. One is skied infield territory. Janice waves up everybody, but I got it, says DeJesus, and he makes the catch on the mound to end the inning. Top of the 7th coming your way. We are still tied at 1. Don't go away. Legends Baseball back in a moment. New pitcher into the game for Las Leyendas as we roll into the top of the 7th inning. 1-1 is our score. Sam Claycamp makes his way to the plate. Righty takes a first pitch off speed inside for ball 1. Jeff Thompson is done. He struck out 7 batters, only allowed 1 run, which was earned, and gave up 4 hits. The 1-0, swing and a miss. That's the pitch he wanted. 1-1 is the count to Sam Claycamp, the center fielder. Claycamp, the righty. Ready's up. Now Sam Burton's got a pitch he likes and delivers. 2-1. Don't believe I've mentioned Sam Burton yet, the new pitcher on the mound for Las Leyendas. The 6'4", 235-pound right-hander from Pikeville, Kentucky. Lots of Kentucky-bred talent on this roster. 2-1 is slammed. Deep but foul down the left field line. That is a window smasher indeed. That was taken on a ride. 2-2 is the count to Sam Claycamp. And Claycamp did a home run in last night's game. And his line score from last night reads, as soon as I flip to the correct page, 1 for 3 as he grounds this one softly. Diving is higher. It rolls into left center field. It bounced off the inside or possibly the outside of his glove. And Sam Claycamp is aboard. That was a tough grab to make. I think they're going to give him the hit there. So Sam Claycamp finally has a hit this evening, and that brings up the catcher, Jacob Schuler. Anybody's game here in the top of the 7th as our score is 1-1. I was mentioning earlier, new pitcher on the mound for Las Leyendas is Sam Burton, and he attended Pikeville High School and attended Winston-Salem State. Through 99 and a third innings, 76 hits, 49 runs, 38 of which were earned, 53 walks, 86 strikeouts, 129 whip with a 7-4 record and a 3.44 ERA as he delivers the first pitch to the lefty Jacob Schuler outside for ball 1. Lefty Schuler, the catcher, and takes the 1-0 inside for a strike, 1-1. Schuler flied out, popped up to second base, was caught in the third, and was walked in the fifth, made it all the way around to third base, but was stranded in the fifth. And he lines this one into right field, Claycamp into second as Million picks that one up quickly and guns it into the infield. 2 men on now with nobody out. Looks like the momentum is playing in the Legends' favor. Sam Claycamp advances to scoring position. 2 hits in a row. That brings up Devin Harrison, the shortstop. Devin Harrison, as I mentioned previously, an alum of Tates Creek High School, home of the Commodores. Harrison, the righty, straightaway stance, knees slightly bent, facing the righty. Burton takes a strike on a bunt attempt. 0-1. Hairston has scored the only run in this game. His first time up in the third, he singled and was brought all the way home. Scored on an error by the third baseman. It's Luke Heyer. He takes the 0-1, down and away for a ball. Hairston got to first on a fielder's choice back in the fifth. Crowd's getting antsy to see some runs here. A little Let's Go Legends chant happening within the stands. 1-1 to the righty Harrison. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Kind of a late cut on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ivan De Jesus, the first baseman, is on deck for the Legends. Nobody out, 2 men on. Devin Hairston with a chance to make some magic happen here for the Legends. Burton, the righty, comes set. Wheels and deals a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Hairston was swinging for the fences, and he paid the ultimate price. He goes down with the first strikeout on the night for the righty Sam Burton. Jeff Thompson exited this game with 6 full innings of work, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 that was earned, struck out 7, and only walked 1. So a great outing for Jeff Thompson. And Burton delivers the first pitch to man at the top of the order for the Legends, Ivan De Jesus, and it's in there for a called strike 1. Burton discussing things with Cottom. Now he's got one. The deal. Breaking ball, nicked the outside corner. Great pitch there to run the count up 0-2 on Ivan DeJesus. Struck out looking in the first, grounded into a 6-3, put out in the third, and flied out to right field back in the fifth. That advanced Jacob Schuler to third base. 0-2 misses low and well away as Cottom had to shimmy to his right to block the ball from rolling to the backstop and likely advancing both runners at first and second. Claycamp on second, Schuler on first. 1-1 is our score, one away here in the top of the seventh. 1-2 to DeJesus. There's a called strike three on a curved ball to the outside corner, and DeJesus goes down looking. Strikeout number 2 for Sam Burton. He has found himself on the rubber this evening. This will be quite incredible if Burton can keep the strikeout train rolling. He's facing arguably the Legends' toughest batter in Brandon Phillips. 2 great nights in a row on Wednesday and Thursday for Phillips, but the righty has struggled somewhat tonight. Struck out swinging his first time up in the first inning. Was aboard on an error in the third as he watches the first pitch sail past him outside for a ball. And Phillips flied out to center field back in the fifth inning. So he finds himself here in the seventh with 2 runners on. 2 men out. Digs in. Straight away, knees bent stance. Close in toward the plate on the right side. Red batting gloves. 1-0. Swung on, lined over the reaching glove of the shortstop. Claycamp is waved home from second. Schuler's on his way to third. The throw into the second base bag. There's an RBI single for Brandon Phillips, and the Legends lead it 2-1. Claycamp saw where that pitch was, got the wheels turning early, and as such, he got to home from second base. Schuler is at third. And Phillips is aboard with his first hit this evening. 2-1 our score in favor of the Legends. Here's Matt Winokur, the right fielder. With 2 gone, has an opportunity to drive in Jacob Schuler. Lefty-righty matchup here. Burton with the first pitch. Here's a called strike 1. Off speed to the outside edge. Winokur's got 2 hits tonight, a single in the first and a single in the sixth. He flied out to center field back in the third. Lights in full effect here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Pretty decent crowd on hand. 0-1. Swung on and skied weakly to right center field. Revere comes underneath and retires the side. So the Legends managed to put 1 more on the board, and they strand 2. 2-1 is our score in favor of the Legends. Leyendas back up to bat in the bottom of the seventh when baseball returns on the Legends Broadcast Network. Legends lead Las Leyendas 2-1 as we roll into the bottom of the 7th. Andrew Murphy with you on the mic. And the first pitch to Cole Cottom. This is on the outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Skylar Janice still going strong, man. He enters his 7th inning of work and delivers the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Nice inside breaking ball. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. So the Legends have taken the lead on an RBI single by the man of the week so far, Brandon Phillips, playing at second base. 1-1. Swung on and line right into the glove of Phillips. Easy out number 1. Retires Cole Cottom, and Duran Elmore, the left fielder, taking a stroll up to the batter's box. Elmore, the righty, facing the righty, Janice. With 1 away now, nobody on. The first pitch. Swung on and chopped weakly back to Janice. He reaches and a soft toss to first for a quick out number 2.
Now batting first baseman, number 35, Webb Little.
And if Webb Little is retired as quickly as Cole Cottom and Duran Elmore were, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Skylar Janice come back out on the mound for the 8th inning. However, of course, there's somebody warming up in the Legends bullpen, and that's the righty Austin Dubsky. He's just playing catch. But nevertheless, he's working out there. First pitch to Little is skied deep down the left field line, but foul to the triple play zone. Webb Little, the lefty, struck out swinging his first time up in the 2nd and grounded into a 6-3 putout in the 5th. 0-1 delivery. There's a breaker, missed down and in, evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1 is our score here in the bottom of the 7th. Legends lead Las Leyendas. Webb Little, ready for a pitch, and here it is. Swung on and skied deep to left field. Foul again into the triple play zone. And a pack of youngsters scouring towards it. Count moves to a ball, 2 strikes. Little readjusting himself. 2-toned, ash-handled, black-barreled bat. And he readies up on the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the delivery. Swung on and chopped back up the middle. Hairston puts a quick glove on it and throws on the run to first. Las Leyendas go down 1-2-3. Top of the 8th inning coming your way. Legends baseball back in a moment. Don't go away. Sam Burton has left the game for Las Leyendas. The righty posted 1 inning, gave up 3 hits, 1 run that was earned. He walked no batters and struck out 2. So not the worst outing in general for a pitcher, but of course meant a 2-1 lead now for the Lexington Legends. And replacing Burton on the mound is the lefty Henry Owens. Henry Owens, 6'6", 220 pounds, out of Orange, California. Will now face the right-handed hitter Drew Ellis, the third baseman for the Legends this evening. Lefty readies up from the stretch. First pitch, breaker inside. Makes Ellis dance for it a bit, 1-0. Ellis wearing the collar this evening, 0 for 3. Unassisted play at second base back in the first. Struck out looking in the fourth and popped up to second in the sixth. Owens deals. Fastball misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Drew Ellis, the righty at the plate, righty-lefty matchup. Ellis stands at 6'3", 225 pounds. Second-round pick by the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2017. Last played for the Jackson Generals of the AA Southern League as he takes a swing and a miss at a low changeup, 2 balls and a strike. Ellis came into tonight's game batting .158, 22 plate appearances. Had 3 hits, 1 RBI, and 2 runs. 2-1 offering from Owens. Check swing. Didn't go around, but the ball skipped off the left knee pad of the catcher Cole Cottom, and the count runs to 3 balls and a strike. Crowd still retaining itself pretty well here on this Friday, where the Bud Light seltzers are $2 a pop. And that special is presented to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. 3-1. Fastball misses outside, a 5-pitch walk to Drew Ellis to lead off the top half of the 8th. Sun has said goodbye. We got baseball under the lights here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. 74 degrees. And it's that time of year, that transition between fall and summer, where the temperatures are quite enjoyable. Luckily, the forecasted rain has held off today. We got the game in as the first pitch thrown to Nick Akins is fouled away behind home plate, 0-1. Akins 1 for 3 this evening with a pair of strikeouts and a single. As Owens steps back on the rubber, the game resumes. He's leaning in towards his catcher Cottom, gives him the nod. Runner on first base. Lefty has a direct line there if he wants to pick him off. And the 1-0, 0-1 rather. Off-speed sails past Akins high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-1 our score in favor of the Legends here in the top of the 8th at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Glad to have you with us. Akins waits, Owens deals. 1-1. This is outside and away. It's the same thing. I meant up and away. 2 balls and a strike now to Akins. John Sansone, the DH on deck, as the catcher Cottom and pitcher Owens are having a small business meeting. Little power lunch going on the mound. Cottom resumes his position behind the plate, and as soon as Owens steps back on the rubber, we'll be good to go. Lots of good promotions at the ballpark weekly. I'd like to remind you about 25-cent hot dog nights. Those are on Wednesdays, and they're sponsored by the Kentucky Coal Association. 2-1. Fastball finds the lower third of the zone down the middle for strike 2. 25-cent hot dogs on Wednesdays. Yes, you heard that right. Put off doing laundry for one more day and put those quarters to better use by coming out to the ballpark and grabbing a hot dog or 4. One skips past the catcher, and Ellis will advance to second. And that one also fills up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. But as I said, hot dogs are 25 cents all game long every Wednesday, thanks to our good friends at Kentucky Coal Association. Count is full at 3-2. Ellis just took second base on a pass ball. Payoff swing and a huge miss on a fastball up and away, 1 down. There's strikeout number 1 on the evening for Henry Owens. Drew Ellis, the third baseman, waiting patiently on second base to be driven home, and perhaps it might be the designated hitter, John Sansone, to do the job. The first pitch. Breaking ball missed way inside, made John Sansone dance a bit. Count runs to a ball and no strikes. Sansone is 0 for 3 this evening. He struck out swinging in the second, grounded into a double play in the fourth, and grounded into a 4-3 put out in the sixth. 2-1 Legends, top of the 8th inning, 1 man on, 1 away. Owens kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase the breaking ball downstairs. 1's all across the board now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. John Sansone, the straightaway stanced righty. 1-1 is fouled back into the glove of the catcher and moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Sansone's got those increasingly popular Jordan 1 cleats. Seen a lot of players in the major leagues wearing those, specifically Harrison Bader of the St. Louis Cardinals, Aaron Judge of the Yankees. Sansone hacks and misses at the 1-2 pitch, and he's sat down on swinging strikes, 2 gone. Strikeout number 2 for Henry Owens, 2 in a row for Henry Owens. You can see it clearly. Drew Ellis wants to be driven home. And maybe this man's the guy to do it. Sam Claycamp. First pitch. Fastball sails high. Misses the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Claycamp struck out swinging his first time up. That was in the second. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th. And he singled and scored in the 7th to give the Legends the lead 2-1. Owens leaning in toward Cottom. Trying to hash things out, they do. 1 ball, no strikes in the offering. Fastball finds the lower third of the zone, much to the surprise of Claycamp. The count moves to a ball and a strike. Claycamp readies up, staggered stance. 1-1. Makes him dance for that one inside. He's had a bit of trouble locating that inside pitch on the edge of the zone. Saw him throw towards John Sansone. 2-1 the count to Claycamp. Owens deals. Swung on, chopped, foul down the third base line. Now 2's all across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. On this day in baseball history, August 21st, 2010, after being heckled by Phillies fans between innings, Niger Morgan throws a ball into the Citizens Bank Park outfield seats. Kind of reminiscent of something Trevor Bauer did last season. 2-2 pitch, runner goes. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. 3 swinging strikeouts in a row for Henry Owens. Did a real bang-up job after being called from the bullpen. 2-1 Legends as we head into the bottom half of the 8th inning. Don't go away. Welcome back into Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Legends lead Las Leyendas 2-1. Andrew Murphy on the mic with you tonight. New pitcher on the mound for the Lexington Legends, and that is a familiar face so far in this Battle of the Bourbon Trail. The Lexington native Robbie Ross Jr. Robbie Ross Jr. threw in last night's game versus the Florence Freedom. He had 1 inning of work and 1 strikeout and nothing much else, so he got a good job done there. Throws a fastball, slider, and a curveball. Of course, he's got 5 years of Major League experience under his belt. From 2012 to 2017, played with the Texas Rangers and the Boston Red Sox, and he was picked up by the Rangers in 2008 during the 2nd round of the June amateur draft. Ross so far in the Battle of the Bourbon Trail has 9 1/3 innings under his belt, given up 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 of which were earned. He's walked 2 batters, struck out 14. Love that strikeout to walk ratio, and he's racked up an impressive ERA of 1.93. First batter he faces tonight is Colin Ludy, the right-handed hitter. Ludy skies this one foul down the right field line and well over the stables and right. Ludy, his last time up, walked. That was back in the 5th. He stole a base, his first on the season. He flied out to right field his first time up in the 3rd. Ludy, a native of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, attended Wisconsin Lutheran High School and went on to play at NKU. The 0-1 breaker nicks the outside edge for strike 2. He's scouted as a middle infielder who can play both shortstop and second base equally well. 0-2 from Ross. Fastball misses well outside, moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Before playing at Northern Kentucky University, NKU, Ludy played at Wabash Valley Junior College, that's a mouthful, before transferring to NKU. Ball and 2 strikes, Ross deals. Swung on and lined up the middle, lands into center field. It's gloved by Clay Camp. And there's a single to start things off here in the bottom of the 8th. So Ludy's aboard on that bloop shot to center, and Mike Millian, the right fielder, takes his place. Mike Millian. Can't get over that name, man. Sounds like a real estate tycoon or I don't know. It's like Mr. Monopoly's cousin, Mike Millian. Millian readies up in a staggered stance on the right side. Ross deals the first pitch. It's popped up. Brandon Phillips sets up shop, and the Rawhide meets the mitt one away. Ludi remains at first base. And here he is at the top of the order for Las Leyendas. Ben Revere in center field for Las Leyendas. Revere, another Lexington native, facing the Lexington native Robbie Ross, who deals the first pitch. A fastball on the outside edge. Count is 0-1. 2-1 our score. Legends leading Las Leyendas here in the bottom of the eighth. 0-1. Tries to get him to chase a curveball on the outside. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Robbie Ross Jr. from the stretch. 1-1 is lined to left field. Akins going back, and he misses the catch near the track. Colin Ludi safely into second base, and Ben Revere is at first on an error by the left fielder Akins. That's error number 2 on the night for the Lexington Legends defense. The first was committed, let's see here, back in the third, an error by the third baseman. Put Mike Millian on second base. That was back in the third. 1 away, 2 men on, and here's the righty Cullen Large, the DH. As Robbie Ross steps off the mound. Steps back on, looks in towards Schuler as catcher. It's a sign he likes. First pitch. Curveball missed, low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Ross looks for a pitch from Schuler. Time is called at the plate. I'd like to remind fans at the ballpark to please wear your mask as soon as you get up to leave or use the restroom or get a snack this evening. Time is called, and Schuler heads out to conduct business with Robbie Ross Jr. Just because we're taking safety precautions here at the ballpark does not mean you can't come and have some fun. As I mentioned earlier, Wednesdays are 25-cent hot dog nights. The big promo night is Thursday, which of course are Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company. Those nights are also Bark in the Park nights, presented by Pepsi. 1-0, skips past the catcher. Both runners advance. Cullen Large looks at a 1-1 count. So that's going to be ruled a passed ball. Ross deals the 1-1. Fastball. Right down Main Street, moves the count to 1-2. Cullen Large, the DH at the plate, fly to center field his first time up in the bottom of the first inning. Doubled in the third and struck out swinging in the sixth. Upright, slightly staggered stance in towards the plate. 1-2, backs away from a breaker to the inside. Counts even at 2 apiece. 2-2 is the count on the batter, Cullen Large. Ross taking his time, controlling the pace of the game, as he should, with 2 runners in scoring position. 2-1 our score in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaker misses inside. Took a risk there, and it fills the count up at 3-2. Ready Large, ready's up. Ross comes set, glove at the waist. Payoff. Swung on, chop, foul down the third base line. Bounces off the wall and into the bare hands of a reliever in the Legends bullpen. If you joined us earlier, we had Cash Daniel on the broadcast through innings 1 through 4. Had a great time talking with him about UK football, UK in general, baseball, fishing. Had ourselves a time as the 3-2 pitch is skied into right center field. Winokur going after it, calls off. Clay Camp makes the catch. A hard throw into the pitcher, not going to matter as Colin Luty is going to score. There's a pickle in between second and third. Phillips to Ellis to Hairston. Hairston runs him down. So the inning is ended, even though Las Leyendas scored the tying run. We're tied up at 2. Phillips to Ellis to Hairston means a 1-4-5-6 putout to end the bottom half of the 8th. All right, we got through that. Top of the 9th coming your way. Legends with a chance to take the lead when baseball returns in a moment. Las Leyendas just tied it up in the bottom of the 8th. So we're at 2 apiece here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Andrew Murphy with you on the mic. And it's kind of a wonky play after Las Leyendas scored the tying run. Matt Winokur caught a sacrifice fly in right field from Cullen Large. Winokur then proceeds to throw it into Robbie Ross. Robbie Ross tosses it to Phillips. And they caught Ben Revere in between second and third. So it went Winokur, Ross, Phillips, Ellis, Hairston, which in my scorebook is 9-1-4-5-6. Hairston made the tag. First pitch to Luke Becker, called strike on the outside from the new pitcher for Las Leyendas. That's Michael Koltak, the righty, 6'1", 200. 27 years old, out of Columbus, Ohio. Come set, 0-1 on the way. There's an off speed to the outside, quickly 0-2. Schuler, the lefty, at the plate. 1 for 2, flied out. His first time up, walked, and then singled. 0-2 is fouled away back to the screen on an off speed. Jacob Schuler, a Kentucky native. His hometown is Owensboro. He attended Apollo High School and Wabash Valley College. Lefty readies up in a shoulder width, knees bent stance, swing and a miss on a fastball inside, and Michael Koltak takes his first victim in Jacob Schuler, 1 away. Henry Owens leaves this game with a pretty good line score. 1 inning of work, only gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts, all of them swinging all in a row. He struck out Nick Akins, John Sansone, and Sam Claycamp to end the 8th. Or end the top half of the 8th, rather. Here's Devin Hairston. Looks at the first pitch, sailed by him on the lower third of the zone, 0-1. Hairston scored the first run in this ball game for the Legends. After singling in the third, he was brought all the way home on an error by the third baseman, Heyer. A 1 pitch, same location, different pitch off speed in the lower third. 0-2 with 1 away, nobody on. 2-2 here in the top of the 9th. Hairston got to first on a fielder's choice in the 5th and struck out swinging his last time up in the 7th. 0-2 delivery is grounded to the left side, gloved by Ludi. He sets and sidearms over to first, 2 gone. So a swinging strikeout and a 6-3 putout. There are 2 gone here in the top of the 9th. We are tied up at 2. Ivan DeJesus Jr. comes up to bat for his 5th plate appearance of the night. He's in the 1 spot for the Legends. And his walk-up song is a classic we all know and love, Baby Shark. I thought that one was going to be phased out by now, but nevertheless, Ivan DeJesus keeps the vibe alive. Baby Shark. Gotta love it. He digs in on the right side, straight away, middle depth in the box. Koltak sets, kicks, and fires the first pitch. Makes him dance for that one on the inside, a called strike 1. DeJesus just laughs that one off. And he'll take his time now before stepping back in. Taps the dish, pinwheels the black bat. 1 low and slow swing, the 0-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase a breaker to the outside, quickly 0-2. Great command there by Michael Koltak, the righty. 2-2 our score, top of the 9th, 0-2, 2 gone, and Ivan DeJesus swings and misses at the 0-2 pitch, and the side is retired. Bottom of the 9th, Leyendas have a chance to make some magic happen. Legends Baseball back in just a moment right here on the Legends Broadcast Network. Legends and Las Leyendas are tied up at 2 as we head into the bottom of the ninth here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Andrew Murphy on the mic. Glad you've joined us here on Prep Spin and the Legends Broadcast Network. Robbie Ross Jr. has exited the game after one inning of work. He gave up one hit, one run that was earned. Unfortunately, the tying run for Las Leyendas. No walks and no strikeouts. And he is replaced by Spencer Bivens. Spencer Bivens, a relative newcomer to the Lexington Legends roster. He's a right-handed pitcher. And he'll face the lefty, Luke Becker, at second base. Spencer Bivens stands at 6'5", 205 pounds. Wheels and deals the first pitch to Becker. Misses on the inside corner for a ball, 1-0. Bivens calls his hometown State College, Pennsylvania. 1-0 delivery. Fastball misses a touch high. 2 balls and no strikes. Bivens attended State College High School and Rogers State University. 2-0 on the way. Swung on, popped up to the left side, definitely playable. Ellis and Hairston going after it, but Ellis calls everybody off, sets up shot near the foul line and makes the catch. 1 gone. So a pop-up retires Luke Becker and brings up Luke Heyer. Luke Heyer, the third baseman this evening. Righty-righty matchup now, Bivens versus Heyer. First pitch on the way. Jack swinging a high fastball, didn't go around. It's called a ball, 1-0. Luke Heyer, eighth-round pick. The eighth-round pick by the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2018 and a University of Kentucky alum. 1-0. This is outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Heyer, the infielder, has 2 years of minor league baseball experience from rookie ball to low A. He last played for the Great Lakes Loons. 2-0 is chopped foul down the third base line. Moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Heyer's had one heck of a go of things here during the Battle of the Bourbon Trail. He's averaging .321 coming into this game, of course. Before tonight, 58 plate appearances, 9 runs, 17 hits, 18 RBIs, 8 homers as well. 2-1 on the way. Fastball up and away, runs the count to 3-1. Heller put up a stellar career, Heyer put up a stellar career as a Wildcat, slashing .327, .418, .643. It's an OPS well over 1,000. 3-1 is grounded hard to the left side. Hairston picks it up. No, bobbles it, and Heyer's aboard on, I think, probably give him a single there. It was a tough grab for Hairston indeed, as it was more toward the second base bag than he was playing. He would have had to get moving before the pitch crossed the plate to make that throw. So Heyer's aboard with a single. He is the leading run for Las Leyendas, who are tied with the Legends 2-2 with 1 away here in the bottom of the ninth. Cole Cottom, the catcher, sets up on the right side. Bivens keeping a close eye on Heyer, who's got a short lead at first, and the first pitch is hurled towards Cottom's head for a ball, 1-0. Cole Cottom wearing the collar tonight, 0 for 3. Grounded into a 5-3 put out in the second, flied out to right in the fourth, and lined out to second base in the seventh. Bivens has one he likes from Schuler, comes set, the 1-0. Breaking ball nicks the outside edge, right where he wanted that one. One's all across the board now, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. Cole Cottom at the plate, Deron Elmore on deck. Cole Cottom, another University of Kentucky alum. Takes a pitch outside for strike 1. Rather, ball 2. Getting my numbers mixed up. It's okay. Happens to the best of us. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. 2-1. Swung on, lined hard, but foul down the first base line, and the count is even at 2-2. As I mentioned, Cole Cottom is an alum of the University of Kentucky. He was the fourth-round pick by the Boston Red Sox in 2018. And boasts 2 years of minor league experience between short season A and high A. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the fastball to the outside. 2 gone. First strikeout on the night for Spencer Bivens, who's trying to close out this inning and head into extras. The extra innings rule is quite interesting, but more on that later if we get there, of course. First pitch to Duran Elmore is a ball, 1-0. Luke Heyer aboard at first base. He got there on a single. Fastball nicks the outside edge, evens up the count at 1 apiece. Elmore wearing the collar this evening, 0 for 3, grounded into a 6-3 put out in the second. Struck out swinging in the fourth and grounded out again in the seventh. 1-1, called a ball. Tried to paint the outside with that curveball, but just missed a touch. 2-1 now. Elmore at the plate, knees bent, slightly staggered stance. Say that 5 times fast. 2-1. Check swing on a high fastball. He did go around. 2's all across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Bivens 1 pitch away from closing this one out. Elmore one good piece of hitting away from keeping the Las Leyendas in this game as he checks that one and fouls it away down the first base line. These are the situations in baseball where you absolutely need to exert the utmost plate discipline. And Elmore did that by taking a shot at that 2-2, and here's another 2-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3 on the lower third of the zone, and we go into extra innings. I'll explain how those work when we return. Legends and Las Leyendas are tied at 2. Back in a moment. We head to extras here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark as the Legends and Las Leyendas are tied at 2. We're in some special circumstances as a country and as a world, and what would baseball be without some special circumstances of their own? Now, in the minor leagues, the rule has been tested for a couple years now that beginning in the 10th inning, the last person to bat be on second base. Doing things a little bit differently here this year. There's a runner on first base. That was the last man to get out. This is sudden death, so the home team, or the visiting team, the Legends, the home team has elected to field and pitch. And the Legends are up to bat. If they can't score the runner on first base, who is Ivan DeJesus, they take the game. And the first pitch to Brandon Phillips is a called strike, 0-1. So it's basically sudden death. If the Legends score, they win the game. If Las Leyendas record 3 outs, then they win the game. We're tied up at 2. Brandon Phillips at the plate looking at an 0-1 count. Michael Koltak still on the mound. Now the stretch. Swung on. Belted deep to left field. Elmore near the track. He leaps. And that ball is gone. Brandon Phillips has walked it off in the 10th. 2 home runs last night and another one to end things tonight. Unbelievable. Legends take this game 4-2. I gotta be honest with you, as close of a game as this was, I really wasn't sure who would receive MVP in this game. But Brandon Phillips just sealed that same fate for the second night in a row on a walk-off 2-run shot to left field. That was an iffy one as well. Elmore was nearing the track and he leapt. Tried to make the grab, but it just soared a little past his glove. So Legends take this 4-2. They went on 7 hits over 4 hits for Las Leyendas. Legends with 2 errors and Leyendas with 1. What a fantastic game. Pitching was phenomenal. Hitting was thwarted by that phenomenal pitching. Didn't see a whole lot of offensive action until that top of the 10th inning. But nevertheless, we had a great time. I want to thank Cash Daniel, of course, for joining me for innings 1 through 4. Had a lot of fun with him. If you missed that, you can always go back and watch this broadcast on the Legends Facebook page or the PrepSpin.com Facebook page. Battle of the Bourbon Trail continues tomorrow. Our special, of course, will be the Saturday Fireworks Special, as the Legends and Las Leyendas face off again at 6:45. That's first pitch, 6:45 p.m. tomorrow night. I'm Andrew Murphy signing off for all of us here at Prep Spin and the Lexington Legends. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow night.